As sisters finally meet, one can wonder though that for a title like elder sister and younger sister, they still only met in one page. Or was this also a note to Mirajane and Lizana? Yeah, this is the fairy tale chapter of 492. Mirajane finally showed her stuff again after so long time. Unfortunately, it turns out that the father that belonged to Elieen's squad was actually tougher than she thought, which is, by the way, something I didn't like. Mirajane is supposed to be the strongest. She's supposed to be on the level of a Springen, and you tell me she struggled with these two? At least until she unleashed her true power? Or were the Elieen squad something different? Well, it turned out they really were different in this fairy tale chapter of 492. Well, what can we say? At the beginning, the people have a difficult trusting the voice, much to Sera's embarrassment. But they hear Gajia's voice through the telepathy and realizes that she really is an ally. So everybody heads towards that, as Levi can only cry happy tears. Elsewhere, the Elieen squad is attacking Mirajane and Lizana, while Mirajane managed to keep them occupied. As ditzy as they are, the Elieen squad are quite having a quite what's the word? Sexual tone almost. The Hyhne, the white girl has some kind of sticky magic, while the dark girl has some kind of rope magic. Forgive me for being a little bit of a pervert, but in a way, I cannot help but feel it's have a little sexual innuendo in that. Of course, Mirajane blasts them away, but that's not enough to hurt them. As she tells her sister to run, they'll handle them themselves. Herself. It's during this time, turns out that Elfman has ended up together with Yukino and the two Exidos of Frosh and Rouge. No, not Rouge. Lecter. As they walk in the forest, even Yukino turns out to be kind to the voice. It was only heard towards the fairy tale member. And she calls the voice Sama when Gelfman tells them about it. It's during the forest they actually meets Sorano, who was teleported all the way over there. Still in the bathing suit, by the way. But the two sisters, angel sisters, have finally reunited. What awaits now? No idea. And then Mirajane just keeps on struggling with the Elieen squad. So she decides to show her new triumph card, but she wanted to wait to use that until a most dangerous opponents. And who has she absorbed? Well, none other than the Allegria ship of the Tartarus itself. She has become Mirajane Allegria, which hints that Celia wasn't the only Tartarus soul she successfully managed to absorb. Turns out she has absorbed kind of many of the Tartarus souls. One wonders how many. Heck, he's even wondering if she actually managed to absorb Kyoka too. Nah, Kyoka died, but still, it's not a... Of course, her magic is apparently so powerful that the seawater near them actually evaporates. Which, for the first time, the Elieen squall drop their arrogant faces, and all Mirajane needs to do is to push their heads down to the ground, and a huge explosion happens, as they are too defeated. But she uses up a lot of magic about that, which is not good, as the Scarlet Despair appears behind her, but only after she, to her big horror, realizes that the squall of Elieen were swords. Yeah, turns out that Juliet and Hyhne were not real girls. They were a black sword and a white sword, made to life by an enchantment techniques. Someone planted a personality into a sword. And who was that? Well, that was none other than Elieen. And she appears behind Mirajane, who is fearful, wondering what kind of terrifying magician can do that. Well, it's the Scarlet Despair. So now are we gonna tell you we're gonna have some wolf effect? Are Mirajane just suddenly gonna be trashed by Elieen? Not cool. I thought she was gonna go after that fellow scarlet hair Ersa, but nah, it turns out. So again, this angel sisters have finally reunited. One, but it's still not get the reaction. Mirajane got her time to shine again. I gotta say, I like those Tartarus-like takeover souls. Still, she's still not getting enough justice. I don't like that. The fact that she is exhausted even after using that magic, she shouldn't be exhausted after using that. And as I said before, now Elieen, without any doubt, is gonna trash Mirajane around because, well, it's a wolf effect, and that's only logical. But the next chapter is actually kind of confusing. Dragneel the White, or the White Dragneel. What the hell is that? Is that a hint that Natsu's gonna eat Sting's holy magic and become like a holy fire dragon slayer? Is that a hint that Sting is more related to Natsu than we think? Or is that another flashback? Well, what do you think? Give me your thoughts if you have any. What can I say about this chapter? Yeah, it was solid, and I liked it. But what comes next? That's the question. Give me, again, your thoughts if you have any.